Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm giving all of my energy to Grand Seiko. Most watch lovers know Seiko and Grand Seiko, and I'm one of those. And if you've clicked on this video, then you are too. Look at all these. Sometimes I just wish there's not too many choices, but I'm glad there are. In one of my previous videos, I came across and tried a model that doesn't get my interest before. It's the Omega Aquaterra. And as a casual everyday outfit person, I thought of it as a dress watch. But when I was visiting a boutique to get my Speedmaster's leather strap, I gave the green Aquaterra a chance, and it was a chance that I'm glad I took. It gave me a different perspective on not liking a watch that I've never tried or seen in person before. I love the Aquaterra, but it's still something that I would not buy right away or add in the collection just because I love it. There's still that big factor of whether I can use it every day or not. Usually, I wouldn't like a highly polished watch. Again, this is because of what I do every day. But since I love the Aquaterra, the first brand that came to my mind is Grand Seiko. Most of Grand Seiko's watches are highly polished, and that was always a somewhat negative for me. But today, I'm gonna give it another try. And if you want to see the Grand Seikos and which one I picked, you can skip half of the video. But it's hard not to look at these Seikos first, especially when all the divers' watches are sat beside each other like this. It's such a treat to see. It felt like I found a treasure. But let's look at everything that we have here first, then we'll pick some to try on. If you've watched my previous video, you'll know which Omega I ended up liking and what color it was, because that has an influence on which ones I've picked for today. And the title is also a dead giveaway. What I really like about Seiko and Grand Seiko is how welcoming the brand is. It's not intimidating. I know the prices has skyrocketed, but it's still arms wide open to all ranges of income. You can have a Seiko as your first watch, play in between the middle with their mid-tier watches as you climb the ladder to Grand Seiko as your dream watch. I'm still climbing that ladder, but rest assured, I will have a Grand Seiko in the collection. And I think I might just have found the one. But let's take that with a pinch of salt, because I always feel like I find something special, then I go home and snap out of it. For now, I'm enjoying my Seikos, and they are actually the ones that has more sentimental value than the rest of my watches. One of my goals is to visit the Seiko Museum in Tokyo, Japan, but you can also visit their website, which is very interactive, and you'll gain a higher appreciation of the brand. So here are some of the Grand Seikos that are available. It is not just a candy shop in here, it's also a playground for adults who love Seikos. I get so tired after an hour of looking and trying on these watches, and if you're lucky to be the only one in the boutique, it's a huge bonus to be able to take your time. There's no pressure of considering someone else wanting to look at the same watch that you're looking at, and sometimes it's nice to have that undivided attention of the salespeople helping you while they give their input and opinion on the watches. And on this day, I genuinely felt the interest of everyone as they point out which their favorites are and why. And as for me, I've got my eyes on the target. We are going for the money, the green ones. But let's take a virtual tour first of the watches in front of us before we do the grand reveal of the chosen ones. And here they are. I've picked 4 watches from small to giant. We have 2 Seikos and 2 Grand Seikos. And you might be wondering why there's an Alpinist. Well, since the wife didn't go with me, I wanted to show it to her since this is the watch that she has saved up for. It's been 3 months since the day that we went to different boutiques for her first watch, and she's planning to buy it on her birthday to make it special, which will be in the next coming weeks. And it would also be a good comparison to the green Grand Seiko that we'll be closely looking at. And as for the other Seiko and Grand Seiko, it's for the green color comparison as well and the size difference. I'll be comparing them side by side to have a better grasp of their sizes. The SBB121 Prospex Alpinist on the left side is 39.5mm in diameter, 13mm thickness, and 47mm lug-to-lug with a classy looking green sunburst dial. I think this is a perfect first watch for the wife who also happens to love indoor plants and having green as her favorite color. This next one is the Seiko SNR045 Prospex LX. It is 45mm in diameter, 16mm thickness, 51mm lug-to-lug. It also has a spring drive movement, caliber 5R65, and it has more of like a nature green dial color, and it is limited to 400 pieces. Our last comparison will be the Grand Seiko SBGE257. It is 44mm in diameter, 14.4mm thickness, 50.6mm lug-to-lug. It has the 9S86 automatic movement and with a blue dial. It doesn't steer too far from the SNR045's dimension, but they wear differently. And here's the champion, the SBGE257. It is 40.5mm in diameter, 14.7mm thickness, 48.7mm lug-to-lug. It has the best green dial among the rest of the watches that we have here. It has a very calm dark green dial and has the 9R66 spring drive movement. I think this is well balanced in everything. Even with its 14.7mm thickness, it doesn't feel tall or top heavy on the wrist. And that's the only issue that I could see that can be a potential problem for some of us. The dial is clean, with not too many texts. The yellow or gold GMT hand and GMT text at the 6 o'clock position complements the green dial and bezel, breaking the overpowering green color. Let's look at how they wear. This SBGJ237 is almost identical to the green Prospex dimension, but it wears much larger. I would say if you really like it, then a 6.5-inch wrist like mine would still be able to pull this off. If the dial doesn't protrude like it does, and if it's more compact, it would wear much better. Now with the Prospex SNR045, there is no way around the thickness of this watch. Its 16mm tank of thickness can be seen from a mile away. It's still heavy at 162 grams, but had it been stainless steel, it would be a nightmare for puny wrists. So I think that is the compensation for its thickness. But on a bird's eye view, it's still wearable. It's just like wearing a G-Shock or a giant Garmin smartwatch. And finally, the SBGE257. There's nothing much I can say more about this watch other than how gorgeous it looks and feels. For those who are hesitating because of the thickness, I'd say try it and you'll know what I'm talking about. Another good thing for me is having less polished areas on the watch. Most are brushed, so it stays with the criteria that I like in a watch, not shining. So, tamed green dial and bezel color, mostly brushed surface, friendly dimension, innovative movement, great heritage, trustworthy brand, and haven't even mentioned the way the dial behaves in different lighting. You get a green during the day and almost black during the night. 2 in 1. The question is, should you get this? It's up to you. But did I find a treasure? A special piece? Yes, I did. Is it part of the to consider list now? Yes, it is. In fact, it is on the #1 spot, but I will take my time. It might just be infatuation because it's the first time I've seen it and try it. For now, I'll go back home with my SBB143, contented and happy that I got to try this awesome piece. I'll have to think not once but twice and check out all the videos and articles that I can find about this Grand Seiko watch and go from there. I'll leave this with a final wrist shot in a dark setting in a bright one so you can appreciate the dial even more. But thanks for watching, I'll see you on the next one.